It's Jose Trujillo. I'm a fine art artist, and I'm coming to you from my art studio to talk to people who want to commission a portrait painting, an oil portrait painting from an artist, because those are the most common ones. So here it goes. When you find an artist, you found a portrait painter that you enjoy, that you say this is the artist I want this portrait to create. Make sure that if the artist doesn't say it, because many artists, I don't know, portrait painters are a little bit more savvy when it comes to walking someone through the process, okay, the sale or the process, whatever. They're a little bit more savvy, or a lot more savvy than most artists. I'm sorry, other artists, but that's just been my experience with professional portrait painters. They seem to have a more understanding of the process of because they work with clientele directly, with a figure. So let's say you found this portrait painter that you want to talk to. If that portrait painter doesn't ask you this, make sure you ask him these questions. Number one, what is the total fee? You want to make sure that you ask the total fee, because the artist might say this is the fee for the painting, or this is the fee. See, the more professional, the more they're gonna give you this information. But even if they are more professional, and they might slip and not give you the information, not because they're trying to be shady, might be because they forgot or whatever, But make sure you don't forget, as the person commissioning the portrait. You want to ask the fee for the portrait, the overall. Does it come framed? Because that might be a separate fee. Okay. What type of framing? Do you get to be in the process of the framing, or does the artist choose the frame, okay, of choosing the frame? Because you might have a very, different, distinct taste for framing. Maybe you have a very modern, I've talked about this in other videos, maybe you have a very modern look in your home. The portrait painter is very modern, but they'll slap, they'll slap a very classic, antique type of frame that you're like, oh no, I didn't want that frame at all. So make sure you ask that, from the beginning. So what is the overall fee? Everything. What is the? Do you have any say in the frame? Does the portrait come framed or not? Number 3, very important. What is the length of the process? Do you have a due date? When is the portrait going to be finished? How long? The period of time. How long is it going to take? Many artists. The reason I'm saying this is because there's artists who do portraits from photography, and there's artists who do portrait from sittings, and some artists do many sittings. I'll explain what sittings are in another video, or the sessions, right? But some artists will just take some photos, and the process will be shorter. Some artists how do you sit there for long periods of time, multiple times, multiple days, and that might take longer. So you want to ask that, okay? What is the length? How long is this going to take, the process, okay? And I believe that's it for right now. My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm a fine art artist. Thank you so much for watching.